Right. I'm not gonna take my clothes off, and that's on period. And everybody say the girl, she no woke. It's like a big brother life that we're living now. The camera is there, but you have forgotten. The bad seeds that we have, the next generation will make it worse. We've had people stealing. Corruption has been on forever. They just found cuter ways to do it, less stressful ways. Before, if you had to steal a computer, imagine what you have to steal, what you have to carry. These generations have no chill. They're going to do that thing you were hiding to do in your very face. Now be today our mama now. When my mom talk say that they wear me this kind, I say, mommy, but you wear now, show a picture. He say, but our own time, he say, I dark.
Normally, Igbo people they talk, say, person where they talk true, you no get any reason to fear. You know why? Because with honesty, you go get courage. Now people they lie and they fidget. That's why right here on Lahor Talk, now truth we they talk back to back. For every conversation, there is truth in it. And if it's a bit lie, maybe this is not the place for you. But as I read on our comments on our social media platforms, I don't get full guarantee. Say now trustworthy and truthful people, now we get for Lahor Talk Podcast. On that note, welcome to another exciting edition of Lahor Talk Podcast, where we dey talk and real, raw, and unapologetic.
Yes,
my name is Vic Riches, and you know, anytime I sit down, giddy bang for here, nobody me the ground. Why we don't fool, sir?
Yes, sir. Welcome to Lahor Talk Podcast. They talk, say, when talk sweet, yeah, no they tire. And now why we know, say, for Lahor Talk Podcast, we always hold your attention, because even when we drop mic, you see they engage us anyhow, on social media. Today on the show, the person we get from the legal system to the media personality stage, and of course to the big screen, this woman, she's loved by Nigerians. We love her, and she's also an award-winning personality. Ladies and men today, you know her as Adaku, but we know her as Omotunde Adebowale. David, aka Lolo.
I see the way they cuckoo me for chair. You just carry me, bunch me like present, like gift.
Very colorful indeed, though.
I know where they come now. Yeah. Beautiful people I go there with. So
come on now.
I bath wet today, brush teeth, do everything, even paint face.
Your face straight, your shoes shine.
Yes, sir.
100.
Oh, how you did?
I they do as everybody they do. We they breathe.
They breathe.
No, we're not breathing, we're breathing.
What will be the difference?
Our breathing is, everything is soft. You're like, but when you are breathing, you are breathing.
They drag the straws
they
of breath.
drag no air, because like three of them, they drag the same air.
My God.
Honestly, times are tough, but we're tougher.
I love that. Tweet it. Lolo, when you hear your name and how audacious people see you as, waiting they come your mind, like you never feel saying that maybe this when I even start.
Well, you don't know me longer. You go no say I know they wear airs and all those little things that are just gifts from God.
Yeah.
I just consider that the body of work I've put into my craft and the years is enough for me to at least be able to rest easy and enjoy the accolades that people give me, because they're not just giving me because they think I'm pretty. They know that I've worked and have stayed long. And the honor that comes with being an elder is from the years of experience you accrued and the lives you impacted. So it's a very humbling thing. I don't see, they do me anyhow. They maintain steady with respect and honor, because when people honor you, it's a lot coming from them to you. So I always receive it with a lot of humility and, balance of mind.
Makes sense. You get what you just talk now. We remind me of something. You say they know they give you accolade because you're pretty, but it's also been said, say, for this industry with the beauty privilege that exists, just as they talk about nipple and lapo babies.
Yeah. I thought I heard something else.
Wait here.
I'm not talking.
I think I am too, but let's just move on. Ask your question.
No, you don't say badness in my head. I can't
You
say
get your
nipple
mind.
and napo.
Oh, you just talk am.
No be nipple here.
Na lapo.
Nepo. You go no say tushness dey your body. Na nepo na you call like nipple.
No, be.
I can't they say.
Hey. Okay. Now when you get with it, I talk about this beauty privilege something.
Yeah.
Shey true they exist for this industry.
Beauty privilege should exist naturally because your beauty can get you through a door, but your beauty won't keep you in there. So for you to be able to access some places, there is the advantage of gate. Let me say, when person see you, they see you correct. You came correct. At least they go open door give you first before you open your mouth. Now, if you can't carry substance, put join. Now, go can't help you stay there because there are some times that you see beautiful people and there's emptiness inside. So even you go fearful, you go sorry for them. Like, how person go find like this, no get head.
Try.
But beautiful privilege is there. I know some people that visually they are appealing. So they are able to sit on some seats even before they open their mouths. It's a blessing of privilege. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That means the people will see them that time say they're fine. And at least you go open your door. If somebody enter here now, wear tear clothes, carry nylon, they pour water, all of us go first now, say stay aside. Make the tell you say, Mark Zuckerberg brother be that too. We'll come begin change our ways. They look and say, why I can't be like this? But there's truly beauty privilege. I believe say it dey, but it's not their fault now. Say they're fine.
Right. So, there's this conversation with on the roam around social media now. Say, before, your network, now your net worth. But now they say, even your network, no mean say, now your net worth. Because if you not get value, your network, your network no go give you the net worth where you think say you get.
Very, very on point. Nail on the head. It makes sense. I think I saw someone write about, I think it's Diola Atalade, that she put it together. Of course, a lot of people don't know that value exists in every circle that we're in. So even if you know privilege or let's say HNI people, high net worth people, and there's no value, you don't have value to offer in that sector, in that circle. It's just uncool to you and nothing else. You can't take anything out of that network that you think. I know a lot of people that are born into privilege, but their life is as empty as anybody because knowing how to use your network is one skill on its own. And for you to be able to use your network, that means there is value you are offering them because they're not going to hand anything to you free of charge. No matter the circle where you dey. If not be say, you know that this person get what. Now I go make you say, this boy, come. You been talk something about social media, come tell me. That's an $10 speaking to someone. And if you not can't get any substance, they will say, please call me that other boy. And you come and you make, then your network becomes your net worth. Because if you are not gaining from your net worth, then from your network, then it can't be a net worth for you. That means it's not bringing value to you as a person. So you need to put work into your life. And that's what many people fail to do. They think life is just easy because you will it. I wish it's about will and wish. The beggars will be riding horses and Lamborghinis. But life is not like that. To squeeze lemon, you must squeeze your hand. You must put some work to it. And that's what everybody should do. So you can't just lay claim. I know billionaire children that were never able to translate their father's wealth to their own private lives. Where are they today? And their fathers were very rich and they inherited money. So,
what do you think say be the problem with that? Because it baffle me when I hear stories say person come from wealthy home, but their own life is nothing to write home about. I know everybody's responsible for their own journey.
Yeah.
But is it as a result of family upbringing? Is there any trace to it as to why you would come from a good home, but your life is...
No go translate.
Yeah, just different from...
Nurture is very important. That's why they will say that sometimes when they train you, now you go can't determine whether the training work. The fact that you come from an affluent home does not necessarily mean that you know the rules of wealth that brought your parents to where they are. You enjoy the privilege of the glam, of the work, of the money, the glitz. But do you know how is another big question. Knowing how to spend money and knowing how to make money are two different things. So your father could have known how to make money and you didn't learn how to make money from him. So after you have spent what he has, there is zero in the bank. That means you go back to zero. So most of the time, we need to learn to be able to teach our children the hows of our lives. Don't just give them the privilege of wealth. Teach them the work of it so that they will know. You know, I know many children that say, no, I can't do that. No. But you told them, did you tell them that you used to trek? It's just like one day, my son told me, he was quite young at that time. There was this training, like holiday training, and they were doing, it's far away from home. We were living in Isolo then. And I don't think before then, he had really entered a bus. Yeah. But at that time, I just said, oh, everybody should go. And my son was so traumatized in the bus, and he said, Mommy, that he would rather not learn. He would rather not do anything. He would never want to enter a bus again.
He talked that kind of talk.
He was quite young. I told him, I said, the reality, this one-off for you is the everyday reality of some. Yeah. You will not stay in this house, you will go by bus, and nothing is going to happen. Now my son can jump on anything. I had to let them know that there's a privileged life, and there's life, and the life that they don't consider is the everyday of some. So that is the gap that we have to continually bridge. Don't just let your children or the affluence of what you give them overshadow the life lessons they need to learn growing up. If I didn't insist at that time, I say, okay, you're bougie. My kids are still bougie. But it still doesn't mean that they don't know life. If they want to go anywhere, they can totally commute, normally be as invisible as anybody. And if they want to be in their esteem, they can be chauffeured. So it's two types of life. You have to let them see the reality of it. And that's what some privileged families fail to do for their children. And
Lolo, let's circle back to the value that, people bring and just discuss the Gen Zs. You have a lot to say, so just let it off before I ask my question.
Gen Zs are a very unique generation. Mm-hmm. The generation that everything comes easy for, unfortunately.
Does it?
It does. Because you guys make money. The monies that some of you make from just setting this ring light, and is the monies your grandfathers made when they were in their 60s. To be able to afford a Rolls Royce, you must have lived a life up to a level. Yeah. Rolls Royce is your like your retirement car, your glam car that you just used to go to golf with your friends. Mm-hmm. But that is what a boy that is 20, that is very prominent on social media, can raise in a month. So tell me.
Like a second car, third
it's
car.
Just something to toy with. So now you guys are losing a very vital thing, and that is growing. This Gen Z don't understand growth from the smallest unit. Mm. They just want GMO. The bigger the better. If this pepper can grow for 3 months and this can go in 3 days, I want this. It's quick, it's fast, it's yummy, it's beautiful, it's big. That's the kind of generation that I see the Gen Zs are. It's a very privileged generation because they are it's a knowledgeable generation. But it's still this same knowledge that will finish them. Because sometimes to know can destroy you. When you know, it's just like, somebody that knows everything about a relationship. You find out that the relationships will be dysfunctional. Before anything, red flag, no,
mental health.
You can't do that, you're affecting me. So that means long resilience, none. Yeah. Long suffering, none. Ability to be patient is not there. Those are the highs and lows of this generation. Even to work, they don't even understand the value of work to that point. We slaved. Sat at a job, built something. They're podcasting. They don't need you. They don't need the regimen. So they lack those discipline that make you stay for long. And that is why you see that they quickly rise and they quickly fall.
But don't you think the likes of the millennials, the late bloomers, they worked so that the Gen Zs could run?
I agree with it. But no matter how they're running, you forget that for a plane to go up, it has to move, taxi, then take flight. It's abnormal for you to want to fly without having to run at first. No matter, the balance is what this generation needs. Balance. And if they don't have that balance, it makes them dysfunctional. Ask anyone, cooking in a microwave can be nice, but that you can't get smoky jollof from there.
True.
Smoky jollof is got from that wood. The patience, the managing of the temperature of the pot, of the ingredients, allowing it to burn is a craft. But if you just cook now I see food jollof they've mixed and put in their microwave, you can't get the same taste. And as long as they're on that trajectory, you can be very sure that anything you don't allow to grow properly, it can never have it will serve you for a long time. And the monuments, the structures they met, imagine if they were built in a hurry. They will not be here. Half of the houses they're building these days, you can see the structure crumbling from the day you move in. POPs are falling on people's heads.
One falls today in our story.
POPs are falling on people's heads. Their walls are leaking. But my father's house, when we wanted to break the tiles, do you know the amount of effort? We had to pay the artisans so much money. Unlike now that you can literally just do it yourself. Those are the things this generation lack. And I'm not saying it's all of them. It's still nurture. It depends on who trained who. That's what determines the kind of value you see in a young person these days. When you see a microwave person, you can see from their outlook.
So they are microwave people now.
So everything is just fast, quick, now.
What about firewood people?
Firewood people, they are slow cooked. You know that the rice, it took a while for it to be done. So you can't compare the texture, the depth of flavor that sits into that meat you marinated overnight, than the one that you just put one or two and you just fried.
Lolo, what do you think changed? Is it the advent of technology, social media? Because if you talk about the new developments we're seeing with the Gen Zs, now people raise these Gen Zs, and these people are not from the Gen Zs, as the case may be. So is it social media that infiltrated the minds of young people that we're now experiencing this moral decadence where we see?
No, I just think life is happening. I know people say it's an extreme. This world that we're in, it would implode in itself eventually. At least that's what the Bible will say, that everything would end. We are just in a generation that is the next one. When you talk to if you talk to bloomers, they will tell you that the millennials were worse. It's like the younger the generation, a lot of things keep watering.
It gets
in my own time,
and
they thought we were terrible. Oh. Imagine what we saw next. Imagine what the alphas will do. My young alpha will tell me, "Mommy, you like stressing. I can pay for it." He says, "I don't want to work." He tells me categorically, "Mommy, I don't have to do this because I can pay for it. And don't tell me his work. I'm blessing someone. So before you give me churchy."
Okay.
My aunt put her inside a bit like, okay. You can't blame them. It's a culmination of many things. You know that many a times that we in this generation, we forget that the bad seeds that we have, the next generation will make it worse. We've had people stealing. Corruption has been on forever. They just found cuter ways to do it, less stressful ways. Before, if you had to steal a computer, imagine what you have to steal, what you have to carry. But now, a cartridge or a tiny chip, I can take to steal this content. All I have to do is walk behind the camera, just remove your your
SD
SD card in my purse and I'm gone. Imagine before, the kind of setup alone that you have to move. They've just found cuter ways to do all the bad things. Do you think that pedophiles or bad people just started? No. The only thing is that the camera is on them. Those were things people did in darkness. But now, these generations have no chill. They're going to do that thing you were hiding to do in your very face. Not be today our mama now. When my mom talk say that they wear me this skirt, I say, Mommy, but you wear now, show a picture. He say, but our own time, he say, I dark. Your back will say ojududu. That means the amount of knowledge that we have is too much. In their time, they say people hardly think of raping a woman because the privilege of seeing her ankle has already finished you. Not to talk of now. That the only thing a lady covers now is nipple. So nothing is hidden.
Uneasy.
So you can imagine it's a graduation. And now that social media has come, we have not even seen the worst of it. Now, Shebi, we're watching this, we're watching people are doing reality shows. Very soon, people will be able to put cameras on their own self that you can watch them sleeping. You can even watch food going down their intestines. It depends on what your proclivities are. So, whether we like it or not, it's going to keep getting worse and worse. The only thing you can do is you can do you. Even to many of us cannot even train our children the way our mothers trained them. Now, they say gentle parenting. So your 2-year-old is throwing a tantrum saying, no, stop it, David, don't do that.
Go to the corner.
Mommy doesn't like that. You go to the corner, you face the wall, and he's going, no, Mommy, you can tell me that. He's breaking everything in the house. You feel that for your mama?
It burn you.
By the time when she give you hard reset, that one, he's been resetting children from the 1800s. But now they say if you lay your hands on your children, you're abusing them. Now I've seen people on social media, if their papa beat them kid, they go kind of say, na abuse.
They go court.
There are boundaries to it. There are good and there are good sides and there are bad sides. So I can't completely blame this generation because they were born into this age of enlightenment. Maybe if I had phone in school, maybe mobile phones, maybe my life would have turned out a little different. But now, all my children have phones from year one. So what are you saying?
Lola, we are adjusting to a new normal in terms of new moral. The reason that they ask now because see, the other day there was a conversation on Twitter that virginity is a social construct. The same virginity where I go hear my mom say, call my sister, sit down. Virginity is your pride.
Sex education.
Somebody sit down, say virginity. Now social construct.
We're adjusting, whether we like it or not. You can't go back into the caveman time. Just like the people that invented light, those that were before them had to adjust to the new reality of cooking food. The first cavemen ate their meat raw. The next generation saw fire. The next one after saw other ways of cooking, saw boiling, saw frying. So it's an adjustment everybody will keep making. I can't say I love my time so much, I'll go back to IBM typewriter. You have to adjust to the age. The only thing is that in every generation, there's a good side and there's a bad side. So it depends on how you trained yourself and which side. When I was in uni, I will not lie to you, I had left university before I know what runs was. I didn't even have a mental picture, and that's not because I'm better than them. It was the side I told in school. I was Sister Omotunde of the Lord. All I knew was church, fellowship, home. But some people had a different experience. They knew parties. I went to club when I was already in NYSC year. It was the first time I set my feet in club. I'm like, wow. But some people had been living that life for a long time. Yeah. So you see that our life experiences is based on how we're nurtured. So we are adjusting. The only thing I think I advise anyone in this generation say, let's just be looking for balance. Some balance, so that you're not too much to this side. Before, I used to watch a lady with her breast outside like this.
How dare you?
But now, I can do like this.
Okay.
and I can just keep moving. But in those times, it was shocking. We even thought it like was a mental problem, that this person must have some kind of psychosis going on. How can you come outside like this? And it wasn't like she was naked in that time. She was just showing a little more flesh than we do now. It's just like now, all other things that we have accepted, like people's sexuality, those were things that you couldn't speak of while I was growing up. But now, acceptance.
But should we accept everything? Because, I mean, for our culture, we get moral, we get standard. So all in the name of westernization or being woke, we should just accept.
Not be you talker. She be now one woke culture. It's just, Nigeria is a peculiar country and we're very unique people. Do you know that anything that comes to Nigeria, when Nigeria hand touch her, they go no say they use that thing. We go use everything. Show the people where we learn them from. Say, you don't even know how to use this thing.
I didn't tell you.
So this woke generation, whether we like it or not, is their generation. You can't. Before, I can correct my neighbor's child. Now, it's not appreciated. Before, we used to have it in culture that a village is the one that trains a child. In this generation, your neighbor can't even train your child. You say, excuse me, please, thank you. If my child does something, tell me, I'll discipline my child. But in my own time, my neighbor go hold you down. You skin don't beat your life before your mama come. Your mama go come, join them, beat you. So we can't go back. We can only adjust to the best of our ability, our capabilities. And that's just the thing. Just like our mothers that were secretaries that knew IBM typewriter. Some of them resigned from their jobs because they couldn't pivot to computer use. But some learned. So you see how different. It depends on how badly do you want this thing. Just like us. All of us on social media. I might not dance naked. Doesn't mean I won't dance. So those are two ways. Now I see women swinging everything they have on social media. Like, in our own time, you could not even go outside your room without a bra. Now people go to their office.
That's why they give me joy that even with this new acceptance, people like you still come out to speak about it. I remember the time where you been come out because of one TikTok video where you see, and it's still they go on. You know, a man will be streaming live, asking ladies to show their cleavages, and they go joyfully, they show these cleavages. And you're just wondering.
I was traumatized. And I know you would not believe it. The day I saw that thing, if you ever go and check my TikTok, I post once in a while. I'm traumatized by that app and the things I have seen on it. Even older women now, women that are supposed to be mothers and grandmothers are TikToking and doing all sorts of things that I find. And unfortunately for us, the app, it doesn't violate their community guidelines. So it is us that chose that. On TikTok, you can still do beautiful content and you can still do nonsense content. And these days, you know, a lot of people, this young generation, sometimes, you know, it's like a big brother life that we're living now. The camera is there, but you have forgotten. That you're not just being watched by you, you're being watched by the world. This young girl that her video was everywhere. Do you know how many memes I've seen of just her breast coming out of her dress? Men have looped it into like a 10 minutes clip. And you're like, where are we going with this?
Where are we going?
But if you hear people like, you know, say, I bet that woman old, maybe she just go sit down for one corner. I don't mind. I don't judge you. But I would rather hold on to the values I know.
Yeah.
Maybe I agree. When they want to fight, say, I agree. I know nothing of your generation. But let me just wear my gown. It's okay.
It's okay. Let's talk about cancel culture. Was there any, like maybe before you gained the spotlight, before you entered the spotlight, was there anything like cancel culture? And how you go take, you know, compare them to how we see cancel culture now?
This your cancel culture, You know, it's just that everything now, you guys put very beautiful labels. Cancel culture.
Now, what did they call them now?
It's cute. It's cute. We would explain it as, everybody just push and go side.
Yeah.
The guy will just back seat, go sit down for back. But the thing is, he has good and he has bad. It's just unfortunately the culture of cancel is supposed to cancel things that are outrightly bad. But I'm finding out that they're usually canceling people and their mistakes. They are not canceling a habit, a culture. They are canceling people. And we forget that sometimes. There was a time I didn't have all the knowledge I have now.
Yeah.
There was a time I was Baby's age. The things she's doing now, I could have done at that time. But I'm not her age any longer. So they cancel people. And unfortunately, it depends on who has a louder voice. So they can actually be canceling you for a good thing.
Right.
I'm not going to take my clothes off. And that's on period. And everybody say, the girl, she no woke. She doesn't represent. Everybody fashion. And that girl's life can be ruined. Just
For
because this has an upper voice. Everybody wants you to go this way. So it's yin yang for me. What are we really canceling? There are many times that people do things and make mistakes because that was the level of knowledge they had at the time they were committing the act.
Yeah.
But now they know better. So there should be an allowance for
Grace.
people to be themselves, to make mistakes and correct them if you have to.
So, Lolo, do you think there is an extreme to mistakes that should not be forgiven? I say this because you get one story we been break for Twitter. A young lady who got married, she come post am, I don't finally marry you. Twitter people go dig up her old tweets. And these tweets now, where she did talk about her sexual escapades with different men. And she was not sugarcoating, like she did state them as she did do am. Do you understand? And people come they talk say, now this same girl, now him man carry put for house. Some others they say, we should give her grace. All things have passed away. All things have become new. In that case now, because my mom still always tell my sisters then say if they want marry you, they can't ask question. If you get bad character, they go house. Now they only did ask question on social media. Now
Social media never forget.
I just
Never
need
forget to.
write your name. I go see everything what you don't do. So is there a balance in such a case?
But this is a generation of everything is outside. That's why I keep telling people, like, these things, it has footprints. It's there. You know how you felt when you were 15? And did you hear what Rihanna said when she had her children? She said there's so many things that she had done that she wouldn't have done. Now that she has children, it has put her mind in a different space. When that girl was probably saying those things, it was just her woke years, where she was sowing her wild oats, doing anyhow. But it's recorded. You know, when you have evidence for something, it's irrefutable. You could have changed your ways over the time and sanitized your life. But evidence full everywhere. So now, evidence full everywhere. Do you know it's a different thing if your husband just knows something in your head or somebody said? Unlike when somebody sent out 13 videos of you in different spaces. Even the cutest of men, the most forgiving of men, can actually feel intimidated. And you know, it won't just be him. This is now something that is in the public space. His parents can see it. His friends can see it. So even if he accepts her, how the mother-in-law go tell Luca? When they carry and throw away for up, they land on top bottle. So those are the things that the young people need to be cautious about. Everything that you are doing and putting out there, everything you're doing. I'll see young girls, very young, smoking shisha in public spaces, holding alcohol bottles in clubs. I'm like, after some time, all these things, you will no longer be this person. But you are giving yourself footprints all over. So even if this guy wants to forgive him, do you know that it would affect her family fundamentally? How about if the family say never? this girl that has lived this way, we can't just allow her in our home.
Small go still dey.
It's a different thing when people cancel you with mouths. Just talk. No evidence. Then you can say, me, what's me? Never, because nobody can see nothing. But this one, it wasn't you. How? Not be you there here. They naked so. But when you say to people that, hey, you have to keep thinking of your future. Imagine you want to become a president. See when they dug up one of Trump's videos of his partying years, when they grab one, that the time he did it, he wasn't thinking of being a president. So we have to keep thinking of, if this thing I'm doing now, what would be the consequence in another 10, 15 years? If you have that at the back of your mind, you chill. You chill.
You refrain.
You refrain yourself from something, or you be more cautious. I tell people, I say, even if they do bad things, this is a day where you go there for your room. They do some things that even when you step out of your room, nobody knew you did that. But now, that laxity of, it's my life, I can live it anyhow I like.
YOLO. Only live.
YOLO is gonna YOLO you. When you see YOLO in front, you be like, YOLO, what do I do?
Had I known.
Had I known. But had I known is now evidential had I known. Unlike what somebody just told. You can say it's a lie.
Lolo, I mean, you are a decorated media personality. You don't dey in this game for, I mean, you be veteran when it comes to radio, TV.
Yeah.
You don't dey for years now. And we appreciate you, we salute you. Shama Malate.
Thank you.
So, what are the things where you think, say, the myths about women in the media that you feel should just die a natural death, because it's now becoming a broken record?
Well, for me, I always tell people that's why when people talk feminism, it's because they don't know the meaning of it. It's not man-hating. I like to look at things not through gender lenses. I like to look at it through human lenses and just your capabilities. I want people to stop looking at women because they're women. I want them to focus on you because you are capable. Your capabilities, your education, your disposition. Just like I will look at him and consider him that, oh wow, so intelligent. I should be able to look at you whether you have boobs or not. And look at your intelligence, because that's what you're bringing to the plate. This one that every time they sexualize women, it's so annoying. That you will go into a place with your brains and they will reduce you to your body parts. I think that's something that people should stop doing. No matter how beautiful she is, let her be a Barbie, a BBL doll. As long as she brings what you expect, treat her with that decorum. I remember when this Zenith lady, I can't remember the new head of something. The CEO of Zenith, one beautiful yellow. People talked about her beauty. I said, why? Do you look at her pedigree? Can you look at her education? Look at her exposure. She's not just that face. She's all this and more. That is how I want people to look at women. Look at us based on all that we bring to the table. As long as we're not serving our privates on a platter, that is not what you came there for. If you came there for something, then let's address it as that and leave all of the things out of the table. There are sometimes you want to contribute to a discussion, like no be my be fine girl, consider for my lap. And I'm like, no, I am here in the same capacity that you are. It's not about me in those spaces. If people can just do away with that, I think a lot of women would, whether in media or in any workspace, will feel more confident, because a lot of us are working twice as hard. For us to get noticed that men will get normally, a woman has to break her back to be noticed. When I was on radio, I had 2 babies while I was in Wazobia. Do you know that when I'm pregnant, because I didn't want anyone to say it's because I will have a dustbin between my legs with a bag, a nylon bag in it. In between breaks, I will spit into it, vomit. wipe my mouth, and I'll open my mic again. And I'm going.
Wow.
Tough. How many men have to go through that? Have you ever been pregnant? So sometimes even women deserve more, a higher pedestal than some men. Because we go through so many vicissitudes, I like that word, of life. And yet, you see us trying to keep showing you our capabilities, while men don't have to do any of those. So I think people should see us more as humans, and not just because we're female.
That's powerful. Not to discredit everything that you've said, Lolo, but and not to enable bad behavior. Because you find that there are women who have done this offering of platter that resulted into them getting to where they are. The man at the back end, because he has experienced one woman give him, he now generally thinks that every other woman is this way. Speak to those women.
But I always say that there is something called invitation to treat. If somebody is bringing something, you don't have to accept it. So you are as guilty as the woman giving you. Because if she brought it and you said, not on my watch, please, madam, out. You won't need to teach another woman. Because words will spread that, that man don't roll that way. But as long as you are taking what is being offered, you are as guilty as the person who offered it. So bad behavior is not just on the laps of the woman. It's on the laps of the person who took it also. Because if it's offered and you don't take it.
Right. Lolo, as a lawyer turned media voice, how do you process the endless reports on police brutality? I mean, come on.
Been brutalized.
Exactly. I was going to say you had a personal encounter. So how does that make you feel, and what can you speak? How you go take talking to this matter?
Honestly, I feel for police sometimes because they need a reformation. They need everything to be better. This esteemed agency of government should be something that everybody, you should be aspiring.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a police officer because of the value and the what they get. It shouldn't be they shouldn't be the poor. They shouldn't be this poorly paid. When they are this poorly paid, how do you expect people that are not earning well to be able to protect people when they are hungry themselves? Sometimes their bad behavior is more about something to eat and keep life going. That's why you see them collecting bribes, doing all sorts of dastardly acts that should not be found with men in uniform. There's so many things they need to reform there. If there's dignity in that profession, some of them will carry themselves in a better way. But there's no dignity in their work. They just wake up every day. They even have to buy their own uniform. And you're like, why won't they misbehave? And they need psychological evaluation from time to time. It's a very dangerous job. It's a difficult job to be able to deal with people. Half of them don't even know the law. They don't even know. And you're like, so they need education, training, better conditions of service.
Recruitment
process should be different. Imagine if they are all educated. When you get to the barracks, you have been to the police station a couple of times. When I see the woman at the counter, take by write your statement. What's happen? I just look at them like, where is the dignity in this now? There's so much reformation that we need in our police force. And I think that's at the bottom of why they are so decadent. Because many of them are just in it because opportunity day, chance day.
But don't say when they talk money about, police reform now. No, be today.
Whether we like it or not, if it's not reformed, we don't expect anything new. From the time that we've been talking about it, what has changed? Nothing. So if it hasn't changed, we can't stop talking about it. Because what we are hoping for has not happened. So we're not even dealing with new issues.
No.
Not be today that they craze. They've been crazy from time immemorial.
Yeah.
So if that thing that is making their craze to stay is changed, then maybe we'll have newer things. I saw on social media today when there were some youths, I don't know if it's in Delta State, were disgracing some police officer because they were found with hard substance, drugs. Police officer. How they go take respect you one a day shrine together, they no shrine. When they day one corner, they hide together. How I go take respect you? So there's a lot of reformation that can be done, and it's not mostly on them. They have issues, but let's even walk through the ones that the government can change. Then we'll now see new exposure to new things that we need to start sorting.
Because you don't talk with you, we won't ask you, say, this change we would always advocate for. We say if we get role to play. Because they cry reform. But in that small helm of affairs where we did, we still know they show any sign of change.
All of us, every one of us are responsible for our behavior. And all of us are part of the reason why society is not good. As long as you are doing something bad within your own environment, it's a ricochet effect. If you're a bad parent, you will raise bad children. Bad children will in turn affect the community. They will form in the community will in turn affect the entire bigger space until it reaches the nation. So there is nobody where they waka pass where you no get oil for your stain, for your white cloth. Everybody, but the stain just differ. You figure small one for the tip of your dress. Somebody go figure one for the entire front of your dress. Somebody the entire cloth they drenched in oil. But say oil no dey our white cloth, na lie.
So the foundation of either good or bad behavior in a family.
At the bottom of it all.
Lolo, you don't share your very traumatic experience, rape. And
I don't like to talk about it, but I will talk as calmly as I can.
I'm sorry that I'm bringing it
up. It's all right.
I know it's never easy to talk about things like this. I remember when I watched the interview when you were talking about it, and you say the fact that they see this person, they walk freely, they bring back that memory. And nobody, neither me or Bible, if you understand that. Now we don't experience them, go understand that. But the same you, if you can't decide today, say, it's time for me to speak up or share my story, people go point you. How many years will this thing happen? You know, we talk.
You know.
But if you talk when it happened, nasty problem. And there are women who are dealing with that now.
It's
unfortunate. Silent.
Do you know how many years I never spoke a word about it? In fact, when I talked about it on the post, I just touched on it. And when I saw the blowback, I'm like, what kind of nation or generation are we living in? When people talk about their traumas, you throw it back in their faces. And I didn't even name. If I had named the ruckus, I'm sure it wouldn't have died down by now. But I have understanding and I have let's say, I'm mature. I know how to give and where to give. There are a lot of women that don't speak about these things that happen to us. It erodes your core. It's like when you are coring a pineapple and you take out the center, the hollow space left, it's only God that feels it. That feels that void that you feel. Because the society will point the finger back at you. You must have done something to make that happen to you. Even as old as I am, a woman almost 50 talks about something, and yet people still pointed their fingers at, why didn't you name? Why didn't you shame? I've not even said all that. They did all that. But they don't know that when they do this, a lot of women become silent. And silence destroys them as a person. I don't think any man can understand rape as women process it. I don't think so. Because it's an invasion of your privacy as a person. Somebody had access to you in a way you did not permit. Even in a permitted relationship, that intimacy is involved. It takes a process for you to get from A to B to C. Imagine somebody came into your space, went from A to Z. It's very harrowing. And I pray that women would not allow society to keep shutting them up. Speak out for your own restoration, for your own healing. Speak out. Even if they judge you. They have talk. Women, after that situation, that story, have gone on to experience the same thing. But if we, people like us, don't speak about it, you will not know boundaries. I know people will laugh that, Lolo, do you know how many boundaries I have? I would never visit you if you are male and you are single. I would never visit you, even if you are dying. Why? It's my own protection. I had to find a mechanism to protect myself. He's traumatizing. Do you know if I come into somebody's space and he's alone, I can't sit. I will stand, I will be by the door.
A lot.
Because even if the person doesn't give me any sign of, my body can't rest. So imagine if somebody truly needs help and I fall into my mechanism, into my protection, the way I protect myself. Imagine what that can do negatively. So I just pray that the society will keep doing better and know that there is nothing anybody does or can do to make somebody have access to them in ways that they do not permit. It is wrong on all grounds, no matter what anybody wants to argue. Even if she came into your space without clothes, she still has the right to say yes or no.
We feel go on and on top of this conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lolo, for just engaging us and, of course, sharing your knowledge with us on this podcast. We know say you don't enjoy them, and that's why we just want to say thank you with this small talking where we get for you. Plenty things.
I love presents.
Goodie bag where we get for you.
My goodness.
I love presents.
Who knows? Maybe foreign currency itself did there because no say
Jesus of Nazareth. I
check
love
for
it.
evidence.
Kia.
They don't seek evidence.
Lahona.
So on behalf of the executive producer of Lahor Talk podcast and the entire team, we want to see this little token. May you help us.
help us manage.
EFBLB. Now only everything is Lahor.
Yes, so big things.
Heavyweights now. Don't see heavyweights.
Thank you so much, Lahore Talk podcast. I appreciate it. I had such a good time, and I know that you guys are going to keep having a wonderful time on the show. And the presenters, my G's.
Endorsement, certified verification. Yes, so make sure say you also show us love on top of social media. You see this conversation where we have today, and sure say you review you talk your own, and you give us feedback. You like waiting Lolo talk, or you don't like put them for inside comment section on YouTube at Lahor Talk Podcast, on X we see there at Lahor Talk Podcast, even Instagram with full ground at Lahor Talk Podcast.
You know, as I talk for beginning, person where they talk true, don't get any reason to fear.
Yes, sir.
My name is Vic Riches.
And I am Baby Sasa.
I beg, talk.